had a bit of coal. From Australia, he said don't open until after COP26. I don't know why. And now we got a letter to the future generations. So he is thinking of the children, isn't he? Right,
we don't litter. We're the dirty scrubbers, like it. We don't litter.
No. Right, put it back in my mouth. Right. So, letter to the future generations.
We're doomed. Oh. Do you know what? We can do a cracking job as dirty scrubbers, but there's no way we can smile anything into it, can we?
No.
We can't make him green. Look at him.
I think the only way is get rid of him.
Get rid of him.
Thank you so much, Dirty Scrubbers. Give them a warm welcome, warm applause, please. So we have some beautiful food offering as a gift. So it is to my left. I'm not good with my left and rights. So if you're looking for some food, maybe a few at a time, take turns to go out there and grab yourself some food. It's generously offered, and this is how communities look after each other. We come together, we feed each other, and we look after each other on this journey, because it is a journey, one step at a time. We need to be meeting this climate and ecological emergency. No one left behind. That's the key message here, that we want no one left behind, in particular the global South peoples who have suffered endlessly for 30 plus years already, and now are going to be suffering even further with the increase of temperatures. That this government and governments across the globe fail to recognize that every point counts now. Every point counts. We are seeing the ravaging of floods and fires and landslides across the globe, but it's hitting our country here too now, guys. Only last Thursday, a number of landslides here in Scotland, as well as flooding. How long shall we wait till our own doorsteps are flooded? Let's not wait. Let's act now. So if there's anybody else that wants to share a few words, especially the young, I really welcome anyone that is young and has some wise words to share with us adults, because this is the platform for you. This is where the everyday person gets to have their voice heard. So do come and say hello. I think I've got another gentleman here who was looking to speak, to come and say a few words to you too. So bear with me. Let's welcome him up. Woo!
Hi, I was a history teacher until I retired, and I was getting extremely angry at my impotence as a history teacher to do and make any changes to this terrible situation that we're in. I'm now retired, and I'm now a poet, and I've been called the angry poet because I'm so angry about what's going on, and the need to channel this into constructive development. And I wrote a poem to illustrate the situation that we're in. In fact, I've written 2 poems, but this is the first one. It's only short. And it goes like this. Let's not build facts of lessons unlearnt, nor those more brutal yet to come. Preclude kindness of a loving sort for all who grieve at what's been done. The innocent child, the pregnant mum, will stand with them. We will not run, and still we'll do all that we can to thwart the fate of brutal man. And that's, for me, what Extinction Rebellion and its allied organisations stand for. We're going to be here. We're going to be here until change happens. I think what I've learned from history is that people who attack life, and this is what we're fighting for, is life. And what we're fighting against is a system that is only about its own survival. And survival is a terrible thing when it comes at any cost. And what this system is wanting us to do is to survive, and only survive at all costs, even at the cost of life itself. And this is our mission. It has to be our mission to stand with all that stand for life. And particularly as a man, particularly as a history teacher who was in a way brought up to teach within the patriarchy. The patriarchy, at its worst, attacks the living world, as we know. We're seeing it all around us. It attacks women. It attacks anything that wants nature to thrive. It's against thriving. It fears thriving. And I have a message for the people in the banks. And I have a message for the people in the fossil fuel companies. And I have a message for the people in the government. You can put hundreds, thousands of police on the streets in Cornwall or here in Glasgow. What does that tell us? It tells us that you are very frightened. You only need to put this sort of force in place when you're running absolutely scared. I'm scared. We're all frightened here. I know we are. Of course we're frightened. But we need to be reassured that they are far, far more frightened than we are. And we're not going away. We're going to keep coming back until our voice is heard, and not only heard, because they think providing they have the appearance of protest, then that's sufficient. But there's no point in us protesting unless it leads to action. And we're going to keep on acting until our voices are heard and our conditions are met. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Give me a moment. I've got people up lined up. So, we now have some singing for you guys. This beautiful young rebel wants to share his lyrics. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Hello everyone, ciao. I am Marco and I'm from Extinction Rebellion Netherlands, and I wanted to first thank all of you for hosting us here. And yeah, I'm here for a little song. Like, I was just thrown here, like you saw me that I wanted to do something, so thanks. And before that, I did want to say something that I think that as we fight to change, like what's happening, I think it's super important that we create something new altogether. So we are already trying to, embody the kind of stuff that we want to create and like co-create like a new culture of care. And I think that like through song, through singing, it's really visible, that how we can unite and be all together in this fight that we're trying to fight for us, but more importantly also for the people that are already affected by what is happening. So I just learned this song yesterday. I'm very bad at singing, so that's the problem. But I really like to try to share this. I'm gonna first like say like just the first like lines, and then we're gonna sing it all together. I'm definitely gonna put the mic down, so it's like a collective effort. Sounds good? Yeah. So the lyrics is like this: we are rising up. So we are rising up. We are rising up. Like the phoenix from the fire. Siblings and friends. Spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like the flames on the fire. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. All right, you got it? All right. Yeah, all right. 3, 2, 1. We are rising up like the phoenix from the fire. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like the phoenix from the fire. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like the phoenix from the fire. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like the phoenix from the fire. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like the phoenix from the fire. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like the phoenix from the fire. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. We are rising up like the phoenix from the fire. Siblings and friends, spread your wings and fly higher. What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! Get it? Yes! Are we gonna fight for it? Yes! Steve Shutt! Yes! Steve Shutt! Yes! Steve Shutt! Yes!
Thank you for that beautiful, beautiful words and songs and lyrics that you shared with us. Now we have another beautiful young person here, young, than me anyway. And here you go, my love. Give her a warm welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Spector. I came over here from North Carolina, Asheville, and I work for an organization called Earth Guardians as their youth director. Tell you a little bit about my story first, and then I have a message from a friend of mine in Togo, Africa, who wasn't able to be here because of vaccine inequity and environmental injustice. So, when I was 8 years old, I decided I wanted to save the world. And obviously, as an 8-year-old, you don't know how you're going to do this. But I tried. I did all the little things I could. And I thought that I had to be an adult to be able to do anything big. It was only until I got to college when I realized that I didn't have to wait. And not only did I not have to wait, but that there was a whole community of people around me who had the same dream I had to make a difference, to bring about justice. And that the power of our movement was in coalition, was in partnerships, was in the movement, and in collective action. So I started college at Virginia Tech, and in that small Blacksburg community, a town of maybe no more than 15,000 without the students, 50,000 with, we were dealing with 2 fracked gas pipelines, an open burning ammunition plant. And for those of you who don't know what open burning is, it's basically the burning of any chemical, but in this case, chemical propellant from a military plant. And a university who didn't care about any of it, who had no regard for what was happening. And so I threw myself into the pipeline fight, and one of them was actually killed. The Atlantic Coast Pipeline on the coast of Virginia is no more, which is definitely a win, but the fight against the Mountain Valley Pipeline continues. And as far as the Radford Arsenal, that fight continues as well. One of my friends, actually, 24-year-old, graduated college, and the year after discovered that she had thyroid cancer and thyroid disease. She lived right downstream from the arsenal, and could never have imagined that she was going to college to prepare for her future, only to leave with cancer. So despite community opposition and known consequences of this, officials continue to deny or continue to accept the permits for the open burning. After I graduated, I started working full-time for an organization called Earth Guardians, now as their youth director for the past 5 months. And we work to empower and train young people across the globe to create impactful change in their community at a very local level, whether that's policy or agricultural trainings or capacity building, mutual aid. And one of our young people from Togo, Africa, was supposed to be here to share his story, but couldn't because of the vaccine inequity and environmental injustice that's happened over the past 2 years. So I'm going to read you a message from him. His name is Mensa Tsetse. He's from Lomé, Togo, and he is the regional director for Earth Guardians. And this is a direct quote. For many young Africans and from the global South in general who are already experiencing the consequences of climate change, our expectations for COP are enormous. The advance of the Sahara Desert and increasing Kalahari, the silting up of the Sahel, the disappearance of Lake Chad, famine, poverty, drought, and floods are already our daily experience. We are living through climate change and are only waiting for one thing: concrete actions to combat it, concrete actions for mitigation and adaptation. I believe that this conference will allow us to stay vigilant in our demand